So what we're going to be doing is looking at Vanguard cards from a Yu-Gi-Oh player's perspective and trying to figure out if they're good or not. And I learned the rules to this game like 3 days ago, and it plays very differently to Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm probably going to get all of these wrong. And today, I actually have someone with me. This is something new. We have an actual Vanguard specialist, Momiji. She's basically here so that, you know, if there's keywords that come up that I don't know, because it's going to be a lot of them, she can just explain those without me having to take a couple seconds to look it up.
Yeah. I figured I might just make this stream go by a lot smoother.
Right. So, the first one we have, she told me this is basically the Dark Magician, or the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, this is our Dark Magician. This is our protagonist ace monster.
Yeah, the Dark Magician of Vanguard. Alright, so let's go over this. So, he's a 2 grade, which means he's, he evolves, you have to evolve twice. No, once, because you can go bring him out if there's a 1 on the field, right?
No, you have to be at least grade 2, so you can play him on the second turn, normally.
Right, so he comes out turn 2, so he's not a turn 1 play.
Correct.
But turn 1 isn't super, hardcore anyway, from what I remember.
Correct.
There's no, like, winning on your first turn, is there?
There was, and they had to kill it, like, shoot it in the face before it even was possible. Like, preemptively.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, and then he has this. Does this thing underneath this thing mean anything?
Yes, it does. So pretty much all grade 2s have this. When this card is in the front row on the rear guard circle, it's like next to your Vanguard. You know how when you have to guard, you use your hand? Like, you use cards from your hand to protect yourself?
Yeah.
Well, he can move from the, like, beside your Vanguard to the Guardian Circle and add his shield value. So you see those, like, 2 circles next to the Vanguard?
Yeah, so he can move here to this zone over here to block?
Yep. Yeah, so it's like a little bit of extra defensive utility.
Oh, yeah. So that's what this
symbol means. It's not too relevant.
Unless it comes up a lot, I'm not going to remember that.
No, like every grade 2 has it.
Oh, okay. So that's easy. Okay, so he has 5,000 defense. From what I remember, that's pretty mediocre. There's only certain cards that have a high amount for that.
Correct.
Let's see. Oh, brave sword that defends the weak. Shine. Blaster blade. I'm going to keep calling him Buster Blader in my head by accident.
That's fine. But yeah, pretty much every card has flavor text on them.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so his effects, with his 9,000 attack, I'm going to assume this is decent. Let's see, auto flip 2. Okay, so from what I remember correctly, this means you have to use 2 cards in your draw pile, in your damage zone to use that? Zone.
Yes, you have to have taken 2 damage.
Yeah, so you can't use the effect until you have 2 dead monsters.
You've taken 2 damage. That's when your Vanguard gets hit. Because if a dead monster.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, they don't die; they go there. They're milled from the top of the deck. Okay, so
that'd be crazy.
Your reverse prize cards.
Yeah,
basically. You have to pay those when this unit is placed on the star zone.
Vanguard circle. Oh, so that's like when you place them, like for turn.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, when this card is placed in the Vanguard zone, you may pay the cost, and if you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Oh, so you pay 2 in order to destroy one of your opponent's rear guard. That doesn't seem very good. Okay, next one. Pay 2 when this unit is placed in your rear guard. If you have a Royal Paladin Vanguard, you may pay the cost. And if you do, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rear guards and retire it. Okay, so I did see someone in chat say this is an old card. This doesn't seem very good. I'm going to say this card is probably just like Dark Magician in that it's old and outdated and not super good. Because you have to pay 2 to destroy 1. And this one is to pay 2 to destroy 1. Only if you have a Royal Paladin Vanguard.
Yeah, the Vanguard ability is better because you destroy anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, what's the consensus? This is bad, right?
This card is exactly like the Dark Magician in that you only play it because of the name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's one of those cards you only play because it's named Blaster Blade, and even then, there are better cards named Blaster Blade these days.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this card fucking sucks. But for the time, there was no better alternative. And early in the game, like, here's the thing: this card doesn't cost any card advantage. So it was technically a +1 on place. So it did
I
have
guess that's
some
true,
use.
but like from what I remember, a lot of the cards use it as a resource, so it's a sacred thing. So you don't really want to waste it on just one pop.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Well, I know nothing of this game, and I'm glad I got the first one correct. Let's see. Another grade 4 G unit. This is an extra deck monster. Okay, Stride. Choose one or more cards of the same of the grades 3. So all their summoning costs are the same, so I'll skip that. Vanguard activation 1 per turn. GB8. What's that?
So this is Generation Break. What it does is, for each face-up G unit in your extra deck and on your Vanguard circle, that counts as 1 Generation Break. So you need to have gone through like at least 7 other extra deck monsters to use this effect.
Damn, that's a lot. This is like a super endgame card. Okay, let's read what the effect does. Let's see. Flip 1 card. Is this from the damage zone?
Yes.
Okay, and then this one, V1. Is this
It's a soul.
You detach a soul?
Yeah, from the cards underneath your Vanguard.
Okay, yes, it has that V. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, and bind 8 cards from the top of your deck face down. Bind is that banish?
Banished. It's banished.
Okay.
Like a Rochi?
Well, this must have a bombastic effect if it has all of these costs. After the original battle phase of this turn, you will perform an additional main phase and battle phase until the end of this turn. This unit gains a temporary auto effect. If it's in the Vanguard at the beginning of your main phase, uptick this unit, and it gets drive -1 until the end of the turn. Perform the end phase after the additional phases. What's drive -1?
So you know how it checks 3 drive checks? If it has drive -1, that means it loses 1. So it only check 2 on its second attack.
Wait,
So basically, what the... Yeah.
Yeah, so it draws 3 in its first, then it draws 2 in the second one. So this card essentially gives you a second turn, another main phase, and another battle phase. But these costs that's totally worth it. This is a great card, isn't it? Because getting an extra turn is literally the best effect in like any card game.
This card...
This seems like you could just win the game with this effect. And it's an extra deck monster, so it's so easy to bring out too. This is an excellent card. There's no way this is bad.
This card is not very good for the simple reason of Generation Break 8. You have to go through
super bad.
Yeah, you have to go through a ton of extra cards. That's either striding them or like using them as guardians, like the green ones. You have to go through so many turns that you might as well just play cards that just have more immediate effects. Oh yeah, it's time.
So the next one we have is Vanguard has lots of cards like this. There was a lot of them sent in.
Yeah, these cards are high rarity and very expensive.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at these respectful. So let's see, Stride, 4, choose one of your cards. I'm pretty sure it's the same effect. Yep. Auto, while it's in the Vanguard zone, you flip one of your damage, you detach one of its materials. Choose a face-down card with the same card name as this unit from your G zone and turn it face up.
So
look, there's more cards that do that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, you're only going into like 2 a turn.
Yeah, sure. And auto, does that mean when he's attacking?
Auto is just a when or if effect.
Oh, okay.
So like,
so let me just read the rest of this.
When, if.
Yeah, let me read the rest of it before I ask you more questions. When your drive check reveals a grade 3 card, if you have a heart card with reindeer in its card name, you may pay the cost. And if you do, choose up to one of your rear guards, return it to your hand, and this unit gets plus 3,000 / drive +1 until the end of that battle. What's a drive check?
A drive check is what you do when your Vanguard attacks. So like, you know how that gets 3? Yeah, so if you check a 3, which tend to have like no shield, you can pay the cost, bounce a card back, and get another drive and some power.
Oh, so you get to draw another card if any of them are grade 3, or just one of them.
Correct.
Let's see, and if you have a card with reindeer in its card name, you may pay the cost. And if you do, choose up to one of your rear guards to turn to your hand, and this card gets plus 3,000 plus drive 1 until the end of the battle phase.
Right. The heart
so it has the potential to gain additional plus 3 draws? Is it what I'm reading correctly?
Because it has to use a copy of itself. So yeah, it can get up to 3 more.
3 more, but this also counts as a drive, and the effect happens when a drive check. So that means you could potentially draw every card in your deck.
Well, no, because you have to specifically flip up a card with this card's name.
Oh, so you can only use this effect... Okay, so I thought
You
you just
only
paid
have-
the cost once, and then it gained this whole effect, while it was attacking.
Well,
forever.
it does, but you can't have more than 5 face-up cards in your damage zone, or else you lose. So you can only use this effect, even if it didn't have the restriction, you can only use it 5 times.
So every time you proc the effect correctly, you have to pay the cost?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes my mind on this card completely.
Yes, you have to pay
Okay.
that same cost every time you proc the effect.
So, this card's garbage then, right? This card is absolute terrible.
That
Worst
your
card
final
ever.
answer?
Yeah, final answer.
This card is gimmicky. The whole reindeer archetype focuses on like flipping up grade 3s. It's funny and it does enable some stuff with like other reindeer cards. But in general, this card is mainly just waifu factor, which is 10 out of 10, might I say.
Yeah, so it's like Dragon
okay.
Maids then. Excellent.
Yeah.
The last two. So this one has a trigger effect over, what is this? Wait, plus... I can't read that. What does that say?
Read the card text. It'll save your eyesight.
Okay. To key to creating miracles are pure prayers and passionate soul. Grade 0, it's a booster, 5,000 shield. Or is that 50,000?
50,000.
Oh, shit. That's a ton. This is crazy. Is this like the biggest shield in the game?
Debatably, yes. Anyway, keep going. Also, the
Okay, you
reminder
may
text
only
is
have
important.
one rainbow trigger in a deck. When revealed as a trigger, remove that card, draw a card, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 10 million until the end of the turn. It has an exclamation point.
100 million.
100 million. If revealed during drive check, activate its additional effect. Additional effect. Choose one of your units, and it gets plus 100 million until the end of the turn. This card is like, it's a joke, right? This isn't a real card.
It's most certainly a real card.
This seems broken as hell.
So, the general consensus on these is they are broken as hell.
Yeah, these cards
They're not
seem
fun.
really degenerate.
They're not fun to play against.
Like,
Nobody likes them.
The reason Sixth Sense is banned in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because it's basically this.
Yeah. It's a Saki card that just you win games you should not be able to win by proccing this card.
It's like if Maxi was at 1. Yeah, it's like Maxi too. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right.
Bans cards like these, and Vanguard prints them intentionally.
Yeah. I'd like to believe that they're going to do something about these cards, but we don't know.
That's insane. Last one. So grade 1. I don't know what that means. It has boost. Okay, yeah, boost. It has 10,000 shield. That seems pretty good. It's not as good as 50,000 though.
No.
Wow, he's kind of a scrub compared to the past card. Okay, so let it rain and rain and rain some more. Oh, it's cute. Rain Elemental, Zarazan. Clay Elemental, 8,000 attack, tier 1. Auto, when it's in the rear guard or vanguard. When placed, S-Blast 1. What's S-Blast?
Soul Blast. It's one of the souls, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's detach 1.
It's a detached.
Yeah, and call up to 2 unit cards without any continuous activation or auto abilities from your hand to the rear guard. Okay, well, most of them have all of those, though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this one doesn't.
Yeah. But most cards in your main deck have, like, abilities.
Yeah, most cards have all of those. Abilities from your hand to your rear guard. If you call 2 cards, turn up to 1 face-down Storm Elemental Cyclone from your G-Zone face-up and draw 2 cards. Who's Storm Elemental Cyclone? Is that like... It's
an extra deck card that, when it's face-up, gives all your vanillas 5,000 power.
Oh, so this is a vanilla support card. I mean,
Yeah,
draws 2 cards.
This is vanilla support.
Yeah, okay, so you draw 2 cards. Drawing 2 cards is good. I'm going to assume 2 card draw on a rear guard.
For Soul Blast 1.
For a Soul Blast 1. I'm going to assume this is good.
Yep. You also have to call 2 cards from your hand that have no abilities.
Yeah, so I would assume you play this in a vanilla deck, kind of like what Dino Rabbit was like, where you played vanilla cards, but you had a whole bunch of effect cards, which made them really good. So I'm going to assume, since Dino Rabbit was really good, I'm going to assume this card is probably really good vanilla support. What do you say?
When this card came out, it was played as like a one-of, because it was immediately limited on release.
Really?
This card is arguably the most powerful card they've ever created in all of Vanguard, and I'm not joking.
How?
This
It's not that good.
Here's the thing. You underestimate the ability of just being able to play a bunch of, like, vanilla bunguses. Because here's the thing. Triggers can be vanillas. So you can fill your deck with a
chat said all triggers are vanillas, which is this.
Yes. Yeah. So, well, not all triggers, but basically what people were doing with this was they were using it to access generation break effects way earlier than you should.
Generation break? What's that?
Scroll back a bit. So basically, this was part of an unholy abomination where you would use Zazan to get generation break turn 1, and you would be off to the races, and you would use the 4 Heavenly Kings, the time leap assholes, and you would kill your opponent on the very first turn. Because you would be your opponent has not had a chance to brill the resources. You would just keep swinging over them. Because here's the thing, this doesn't say on the main phase. You can call this in the battle phase.
Oh.
There's a grade 2 that turns into a grade 1, doing the same thing Melon did, which would then go into this card, which would then give you more power, draw more cards, and call more cards from your hand to the rear guard. And when you call in rear guard, when you call cards from your hand on rear guard in the battle phase, they come standing. So then they can attack.
Oh.
At 4, if you drew this card going first, unless your opponent was playing the OTK variant, you would have an 80% chance of winning.
So, like, the big portion of this card, which made it good, was turning a card face up, but also the other stuff synergized well, too.
Everything about this card was just hilariously overpowered.
That's funny, because I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was good because of the draw, too.
It's Pot of Greed on legs that also enabled endgame plays turn 1.
I see. Oh, I didn't think this card was that powerful, because it seems like vanilla support.
It was intended to be vanilla support.
Like, I mean, Rescue Rabbit didn't seem that strong either, but it also got limited for not similar reasons. It wasn't as strong as what you're describing, but...
Yeah, this is generally a degenerate card that should not have existed.
Okay, so that's the end of this video. In the actual stream, I go over about 30 cards. So if you want to see more of that, just click on the video, which will be on screen. Also, if you want to suggest other card games or submit cards when I do pick one, make sure to follow my Twitter. Link will be down in the video description, along with my new Twitch channel, which will have other streams similar to this.